What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Full Court Talk podcast. And today we have Myles coming back. So, what's up?
What's up, Spencer? What's up, CJ?
So man.
Man, before we get started, congrats on getting engaged, man.
Oh, dude, thank you.
Oh yeah,
As you can see,
congrats.
the decoration's still up right here because I don't know. Yeah, it's cool. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man. But today is our last podcast of 2020. So, we can put this year behind us. It's been a tough year for a lot of people. I think for us too.
Yeah.
But, we want to do something a little different. We're going to briefly talk about the NBA, about the week, just pretty much about our teams. And then we're going to get into our own basketball stories. So this should be a lot of fun. We kind of alluded to this earlier in the year. So we're just going to have some fun with it. And it'll be a chance for you guys to get to know us a little better. But we'll start with the good. So you guys can talk about your Lakers first.
Yeah, go for it, CJ.
Well, first things first, like obviously good win. Started off rough with the Clippers. Me and Myles were actually texting. I was panicking a little bit, but it was like, a reminiscent of last year. But overall, after the first game, you saw what we did against the Mavs. No Porzingis, but it was still a good win. And then fast forwarding to last night, Kuz played great. I can't believe I'm saying that. And
Love to see it.
yeah, right. I'm actually I completely forgot about something that Miles talked about on Twitter yesterday too. Like, now that Kuz is not playing with the pressure of getting a contract, now he's much more free flowing. You could tell too, like he's just letting the game come to him, and he's not trying so hard, trying to impress. But yeah, I was quick to forget that. But personally for me, like the past three games, like they've gone well. Even with the Clippers, like we were down big, but ended up catching up towards the end. We just couldn't finish the job. But um, with Luka and the Mavs, even without Porzingis, they're a pretty good team, and saw what they did with the Clippers. So, I mean, I just think the past two games, like it was good for us, definitely good for us. And the jerseys, man, hey, jerseys are
Ooh,
Those
clean.
are cold.
so
Those are
Yeah.
nice,
nice.
Oh
so
man.
nice.
Yeah. So those blue jerseys that they brought up since the '04 season, and those blue's my favorite color for those that don't know, but yeah, I need one, man. It just looks so nice, having them wear it. But yeah, just enjoying the games.
Yeah, I don't want to make any like oversweeping generalizations based off of three
Yeah.
games
Yeah.
because game one was ring night, and then the past two games we play against teams who aren't fully healthy, and it's three
Yeah.
games. As much as I troll the Warriors on Twitter, shout out Spencer for no, dude, you're hella nice about it. Like I
No,
have to
I'm
reach
used
out.
to it.
I
I'm
have
used
to
to it.
reach out to people that I actually like I care about what they think. I'm like, yo, this doesn't apply to you, so I hope it doesn't offend
Exactly.
you. And if it does, let me
Exactly.
know.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, like CJ brought up, Kuz looks so much better. He's not thinking, he's not forcing stuff. He's just flowing. He could have forced shots, but he hit like good dimes instead. Um, and I was telling and as I was telling Spencer before we started recording,
Yeah.
the offense is just I don't recognize it because last year it was so hard to get buckets, especially
Yeah.
without LeBron. But
Yeah.
like Schroeder opens things up, Gasol opens things up. There's so much space to operate. There's so much off-ball cutting, back screens, all that kinds of action that we just couldn't do with Dwight and JaVale.
Yeah.
So and of course there has been a moderate drop off on defense like we expected, but the offense is just so fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Lakers have easily been one of the best teams. Even though they fell in the first game, they're still one of the teams to beat. The Clippers are, they were going to come out like fighting against the Lakers. Like I was talking to CJ, and like they always get up for those games.
Yeah.
So that's just how it is. But I mean, you're also got to think like that's their first game with a 2 month break.
Mm.
It's gonna be a long season in the end, but the Lakers should be fine. I think getting Anthony Davis's rest now because he has the calf strain is gonna be super important for them.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And then I told CJ before too, like what people said about last year about it'll take a minute for things to gel, but it didn't.
Yeah.
I think that's more so the case this year because you have bigger
Agreed.
offensive pieces to fit in, which is fine. That's
Yeah,
72 games. It's more compressed, more back to backs, but um, LeBron will rest here and there. AD will rest here and there. So the all the new pieces will get some good run for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But before we get to the Warriors, so the Clippers looked really good so far, right?
Hey,
Losing
man.
by what, 51? That's
Yeah.
insane.
That's
That's
crazy. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm speechless about that.
yeah, like Spence brought up, like they always circle the games against the Lakers, and with good reason, right? They always have something to prove against the Lakers, but after that, it's almost like they had a hangover. I mean, yeah, they played well against the Nuggets, they didn't blow that lead, right? But I mean, coming into the Mavs, I feel like I don't know if there was the factor of the time slot being so early, or they were just they weren't come prepared, and they got blown out. Like I had to check the score like twice just to make sure it was like the real score. you know but 50, man, like that's insane. It's like I saw a stat, ESPN stats and info released that even if they didn't score for the rest of the half, they still probably would have won by 4, which is insane. You
Jeez.
know what I mean? Yeah, but it's crazy. Like I'm sure I'm not taking them seriously, man. I can't take the Clippers seriously.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Good
yeah.
old Clippers banter. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Man,
It's
like I don't
yeah.
go ahead.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
Like we wouldn't have as many topics to talk about without the Clippers. Every week is something different and it's never something good.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank God for the Clippers and James Harden.
Oh,
I was about to say
definitely.
that. I was about to
Definitely.
say that too. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Hey, but you can't front what he did though. 44 points. He was almost trying to will them to a win. I mean, he was
17
trying to, but
assists too. That's
Yeah.
yeah,
insane.
yeah.
Dude,
And
he's literally like getting off the couch. Like he's
yeah.
like to the strippers, hold up, and like to his wings, like, all right, hold up. I have a game real quick. And he does that. That's so crazy to me, dude.
Yeah.
Like
I'll be back.
I know like people lament like how he carries himself and what he does, but you just can't
Yeah.
deny he's a damn hooper, man.
Yeah, he really is.
Crazy.
Mhm.
I just don't see like from what he went through like this past off season, like the clubs, the parties, and then
Yeah.
just having like 2 days of practice and be like, I'm just gonna drop 44 and 17.
Yeah.
Efficiently too. It's not like he was like
Efficient.
off.
Yeah.
Like he was efficient,
Yeah.
which was insane.
Yeah.
So, man, like James Harden is a really good player, but
Yeah.
just so many off-court problems, man.
Agreed.
There were new
Agreed.
teams that came into the fray. I think it was I saw Boston, I saw Portland.
Portland. Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be nice to Boston, but it's not going to
Yeah.
happen without Tatum,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
definitely not. Yeah,
Agreed. Agreed.
but so the Warriors lost their 2 first games by combined 65. I think the first game was like I wasn't there to watch it because I was at work, so it was easier for me to deal with. But watching them get whooped by the Bucks in the second half was tough,
Yeah.
and like it wasn't like the fact that it was just Chris Middleton. It was the fact that we played well on Giannis, but we just left Chris Middleton open like every time.
Yeah.
So it was frustrating. But the good news, Warriors got a win yesterday.
Yeah.
Damian Lee, man.
Shout out Damian Lee.
Damian Lee. I can't,
Yeah.
like, as soon as I saw him taking out the ball, because I don't know if you guys know, he's terrible at taking out the ball.
No, I know that.
And he, for some
Yeah.
reason, in late game situations, he throws the ball away. He's done it multiple times. Last night he didn't. He got the
Yeah.
ball back and just let it fly. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was great. But I mean, the game itself wasn't good. The Warriors looked really bad on offense at times. They went through a lot of stretches where they weren't making anything. I think they still shot like sub 40. It was a tough night for the Warriors. But
Yeah.
Steph actually got it going for once. In the past like 3 games, he's been struggling. Kelly Oubre still 0 for 31 on non-dunk attempts. Wiggins looked good in the first half, 5 of 10, but man, he was really bad in the second half. It's gonna be a long year, I think, if Draymond is hurt longer than what it appears. But
Yeah.
we'll see. I'm just happy they finally got a win. It was it
Happy
was
for you,
tough.
man. Yeah,
Thank
I know
you.
it's rough.
Thank
It's
you.
rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rough. Like I know we
Especially-
were. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, especially when you're coming into the season thinking like, oh, we're gonna be good, and then you get blown out both your first games. What were you gonna say?
I was just say like I know CJ and I pile on, but in reality, the first 2 games you played the 2 best teams in the East.
Yeah.
And
That's what you have to think about too.
yeah, and like people forget that, like they know that the Clay injury is huge, but that also takes away the money you can use for someone else.
Yeah.
Like I know they got the exception for Oubre and stuff, but I mean still like you can't judge a team if they're not if they're unable to just use all the stuff they have.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready to write off the Warriors from the playoffs yet until watching that first game. And just from the eye test, it's I don't like their offense looks nothing like we've seen for the past 5 years. There's no space. Defenses can just focus in on stuff like double, triple team and not get punished. And as much as I want to feel bad for him, bro, I can't.
No, I can't,
dude. I can't. It's just once you put him in the category of Kobe and LeBron, it's like they got no passes. So I'm just keeping it both ways, you know.
Well, I think what makes it more tough is like you can easily triple team Steph and leave Kelly Oubre now and Wiggins wide open, and they're not gonna do anything. Yeah. So it's tough, but like with Oubre, he's just in his head, man. Yeah, he can't buy a bucket, and he's pressing, and like I get like the people saying like, oh, you got to pass out, but like when you're pressing, it's tough to do anything else. Like you just want to score. Yeah, and it's tough. It's tough. So I feel for him, man, but he's got to come to play against the Pistons. They suck. So if we win another close game,
I mean, I want to say this, man. Like, first of all, somebody needs to put on APB for Ubre's shot, man. I don't know where it's gone. It's non-existent. It's bad. But like what Myles mentioned, like, we like to troll on the Warriors and all that stuff, and it's not anything against it's not personal against all the real fans. Spence, you know who it is that I'm out for. Myles, you know who. That's all it is. But honestly, it's just the first game. Me and Spencer were messaging about the two, but there was a play where like Kent Bazemore was carrying the ball and Steph screened for him so he could shoot a jump shot. And I'm like, whoa, did the shooting styles change real quick? Like during practice? Or like all you guys have to do, I mean, it's easier said than done, but like a Wiseman pick and roll. You know what I mean? That's one of your most effective offenses that you can run. You know what I mean? And speaking of Wiseman, he's like one of the few bright spots that you guys have, because
he's been amazing.
You gotta keep in mind, like Myles said, like you guys played the 2 best teams. However, like Wiseman is out of college. In college he didn't even play like the official season. He played preseason, played like 1 game, and then he was ruled ineligible. Yeah. And like this is coming off a season where there was no summer league, there was not an extended training camp period. He didn't even play in preseason. So like to do what he did, and it's a lot of it was in garbage time. Like, I mean, it's still impressive to me because he's still like a rookie that's trying to fill himself out. Yeah, you know what I mean. And so like, playing with the Warriors right now, it's obviously very difficult. But like I said, Juan Toscano Anderson, I want to highlight him. He plays really hard. Yeah. He plays both ends, and like he's the only one really out there trying to compete. And it's just tough because when you get in a slump like Oubre has, like obviously you're in your head and it's hard to get out of that, but he just needs to just hoop, man. Like, and like you said, Spence, like pressing, like, there was a play where he got 2 steals in a row twice, but he also gave the Warriors a Shaq in a full moment with Steph, man.
Yeah.
That was bad.
That's for sure going to be on Shaq in the full.
Definitely.
Man. The whole sequence too.
The whole sequence.
It was like
honestly.
4 possessions.
Yeah. And like I feel really bad because like my favorite player in the Warriors was Marquise Chris. I really like him, and to suffer a broken leg like that, like off practice, it's insane because you guys are already undermanned. And so like it's going to be next man up for you guys because you guys don't have a lot of bigs. That's 2 bigs out. Draymond obviously champion. Marquise Chris and like Steph, like he got it going, but you could tell he was frustrated. He after he hit that 3, he was pissed. Like he let his whole team. I mean, he wasn't talking to the team, but he just let out a frustration roar. But I'm sorry, like Miles said, you can't compare him up to the greats and give him a pass, man. Honestly,
Yeah.
this is supposed to be I know this is supposed to be a revenge season for the Warriors, but man, like, could you honestly tell me that, like, for some Warrior fans, not you, Spence, but like, if he can't do what Kobe and Westbrook did for their teams, then it's gonna be a shot to his legacy for sure, in my opinion. And delete this, but I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him, all right? Because early in the podcast, I did predict that he's gonna lead the Warriors to an OKC type season.
Yeah.
But see, the thing with that is, man, he just doesn't have any help, bro. Like, you can't rely on any of these guys. Like, from what I'm seeing, like,
Yeah.
after Wiggins and Oubre, who's his option besides Wiseman? Mulder. You know what I
Mulder
mean?
looks pretty good.
He
but
does.
He's
does.
been he's been tough too.
Yeah.
Because he's like he's a tweener, man, between
Yeah.
a point guard and a shooting guard. But he can shoot that thing, but that's
You
about
really
it.
can.
That's
So
about it.
let me ask you this: if they didn't win yesterday, and hypothetically they lost to the Pistons, would you consider firing Kerr?
Oh, I want to fire her,
Oh,
Oh, wow.
bro. Because
Wow.
the
spicy.
the only thing that worked yesterday in the third quarter was the Wiseman pick and roll.
Yeah.
And after that, they didn't go to any kind of pick and roll. They just kept forcing it every time.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
the frustrating thing about Courage. He never runs a pick and roll.
Yeah.
You have KD and Steph. Why are you not running a pick and roll with them every time? Because you can't guard that. But
Yeah.
they just, like, Kerr just never runs the most simple play, right? He always wants some kind of motion, but when you're in a slump and the other team's on a run, go to something you know can score.
Yeah.
But, like, Kerr has been extremely frustrating because his rotations are terrible. There's no reason Pascal should have started because Pascal's such a ball dominant guy. He fits
Yeah.
perfectly on the bench.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't see why they started him. Like, JTA was where Juan Toscano Henderson was perfect in that starting lineup. But
Yeah.
just took him a little bit to get it going.
Yeah, man. And this year's Steve Kerr is Steve Nash.
No, seriously.
He really is. You guys see the memes, like, oh, it's this easy. I mean, you got Kyrie, KD, But hey, that's a great answer, Spence. Because I feel like most people don't want to give up on him. They say he's a good coach, but like, I think this season is gonna truly expose him. Because last season, I mean, it was kind of like tough to gauge what he was working with. But this season, like, But I can see the Warriors giving him another chance, at least until Clay gets back.
Yeah.
At least until they get all three of those guys, Clay, Draymond, and Steph, playing it again. But if it doesn't pan out, then I think that's when they fire him. I don't think they give up on him this season, just because they know. Hopefully, they know what he's working with. So
yeah. I feel for you, Spencer, because that frustration with, like, rotation and style of play, that's a terrible thing because you have no control over it.
Yeah.
You're just tweeting at the team, shouting at the coach, like, "Yo, what the hell are you doing?" But like that's kind of what I love about just basketball. It's the dance between, this is so simple, just do it, or is this what the team wants me to do? Like say with the Lakers, like you almost have a mismatch with AD every time. Like, simple basketball, pick up basketball is just throw it down to him, let him cook. If he gets doubled, then pass to the open person. But what if you're playing into the team's hands? I think Kerr's gonna get excuse me, the benefit of the doubt, just because you guys have 3 chips thanks to him in part.
Yeah.
But I actually hadn't considered that, because I just thought, that pedigree he has, like, his job security is fine.
Mm-hmm.
I hope he makes adjustments because, you're right. Like, Steph and Wiseman pick and roll is going to be great. And if Wiggins or Oubre can just hit at like a 34% clip, then their offense is going to be decent.
Yeah.
Well, and I think the thing about Steve Kerr is, like, he's fantastic at managing egos. Like, we've seen that with the teams that he's had, but the offensive repertoire for him is tough. And from what I've heard, I guess the main reason KD left was Steve Kerr. It wasn't Draymond. Because I know that Kevin Durant and Steve Kerr never saw eye to eye. So there's that. But let's get into the main topic. Stories about basketball. So whoever wants to go first, go ahead.
Oh man.
No. Is it like stories like about the NBA or just like life in basketball or just anything?
Anything revolving around basketball, anything you want.
Hmm.
Well, I guess I'll go first.
Yeah.
I played against Aaron Gordon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What?
I
You
played
did?
against Aaron Gordon. Yeah. In middle school. So he actually went to a middle school called Union Middle School. I've never heard of Union Middle School until we played against them in the Mayor's tournament. I went to Merle Middle School. And so yeah, we were in this Mayor's tournament, and in my 3 years there, that was the first year that we entered, which is in 2009. So we actually advanced pretty far in the tournament. We beat some pretty good teams, but I think it was in the semifinals or the finals. But we went up against a team called Union, and man, they looked like they were in high school, bro. These guys are huge. And then Aaron Gordon was probably like 5'10", 5'11", or 6 foot back then, you know. And so obviously like they were smacking us, and like I wasn't in this specific play, but I have a friend, his name's Jamar. Miles knows him. My friend Jamar, aka Sway J, he had a spin move on Aaron Gordon. Like he spun off of him, like dribbled right, spun off the left, finished with the left hand. And like it got us all hyped. We were down like what 20, but we were still hyped, because it was Aaron Gordon, you know what I mean? And my friend Jamar ended up dropping a double that game. I think he had 18 and like a couple assists. But yeah, I think that was probably like my earliest memory. Like, I mean, I was like, who is this guy? And then we found out, dude, that's Aaron Gordon. He has a mixtape. We're like in 8th grade. You know what I mean? And then, he would later go on to Midi and then Arizona and then Orlando. But yeah, it's just crazy. Like for me, that's like the earliest like memory that I have. So yeah, it's crazy, bro. Like playing against them so young, you know what I mean? But yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, one of my favorite memories. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much like one of them, because I told Spence I have a lot, so
Yeah.
I can share.
One thing I want to know: how'd you get the
Yeah.
Grinches?
Oh man, I'll tell you this right now. He gave permission to say it. So I have a friend. Named Damien Ruiz. I went to middle school with this guy. So we were in the shoe business, like not shoe business, but shoe head collecting for so long. We been loving shoes. It was always me, him, my friend Nicholas, and my friend Rapal from back then. We were like the shoe heads in middle school. And so like basically long story short, I saw that he got it the day of the release. And then like, I knew 2 people that got him, like fair and square, and he was one of them. And so I just messaged them. I said, hey man, like congrats on getting them. Like if a person that I knew was going to get them, you're one of those guys that I was really proud to get it, because I know how much you'd appreciate the shoe. And actually he said in his tweet, he was like, oh, these are a personal pair for me. These are never going to hit my feet, just, for the collection. And I just congratulated him. And then he was like, thanks. And I was like, okay, there was that. And then he messaged me 5 minutes later. He's like, oh, what size are you? I was like, bro, I'm a 9.5. And he's like, take my 10 and don't argue with me. I was like, dude, like, I don't even know what to say. And then he's like, bro, just say thank you and keep it moving. And I was like, dude, man, like, how do you want me to pay you? You know what I mean? How do you want me to pay you? Like Zelle, Venmo? He's like, just Zelle me. And then he gave me his number, and I was typing it in. I was typing in his Zelle, and then he said, matter of fact, come to Shoe Palace in Valley Fair. I got your 9.5 with me. And so I was like, yeah. So I just booked it, you know what I mean? And so got there, paid him. And, like Damien is actually like, he has a prominent like position with Shoe Palace. But I never want to hit him up, out of nowhere for shoe releases. Cause, unfortunately we don't talk like that anymore. Like we're not close. And so you don't want to be that guy that, hits him up like, hey man, can I get these shoes?
Yeah.
And like, me and him have a solid friendship. We go to the same barber, we see each other, but it's just, like I see him way past as a shoe plug because he's a friend of mine. You know what I mean? So I never wanted to do that. Even when I hit him up for the Grinches, like I hit him up with the intention to congratulate him. But yeah, man, like Damien takes care of his people, man. So really shout out to him, because I took an L on every Kobe release this year, except for one. I was so bummed after I got that L. I was just like, man, whatever. And then he came through for me. So yeah, man. So that's how I got it.
Take that man to
pretty
dinner.
Great. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I really do want to take it to dinner, bro. And like this guy, like last thing I want to say before we move on, but he's like, bro, he's one of the most selfless guys I know. Like he doesn't do it for the clout, nothing like that. He just does it because he's just a great person. Like I don't know if you guys seen it. I tweeted to him because he actually hooked up his employees with some Grinches as well.
I saw
And like
that.
he
Yeah, I
didn't,
saw that.
he didn't, he didn't do it illegally. He didn't like mess with the raffles or all that stuff. Like he got it himself. And like he won it, and then he gave it to these people because they're good employees, they deserve it. I don't know the whole story, but yeah, like that's just the kind of person that he is. Like he always said, like, hey man, don't hesitate to hit me up. But like I said, you don't want to be that guy. But yeah, so shout out Damien, man. Like thank you for making my Christmas.
Shout out, man. That's dope.
That's pretty cool, man.
It's real.
Yeah.
Are you gonna hoop in them, or are you just
man.
gonna keep them on
Oh
ice?
yeah, dude. Next time there's an open gym, hey, they're going straight to my feet, man.
Oh yeah. That's how it is. That's how it is.
Yeah, but yeah, like those are mine for now. You can go on later on.
You want to go, Myles?
God, you can go first because I don't have anything that comes to mind top of my head.
So when I was in middle school, like we had just started becoming a season ticket holders for the Warriors, and back then the tickets were like $25 each. So like they were dirt cheap because they were trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to put that in perspective, when we left from being season ticket holders, the finals were like $1,000 each. So we couldn't sell them at all because no one's gonna buy tickets for $1,000, right?
Yeah.
But it was still like one of the best moments to just go to every game. It was fun. But they would always have these events when I was in middle school because they were bad. So you had to have something to keep fans engaged. So you could go to Oracle and then like down below on the court, all the players are there and you can meet them and they'd sign a picture and give it to you. It's just cool to meet the players. And then, so the two players I remember meeting are Steph and David Lee. So when I got up to Steph, I was like, hey, can you sign my jersey? He's like, no. And then he just like pushed me along. I'm like, cool, man. Cool. And so I met Steph like a handful of times because of these events.
Yeah.
And each time he's giving me attitude.
Damn. I would not expect that at all.
Right?
Yeah, dude. That's crazy.
And one time he had to sign my jersey because I said it was for my mom's birthday. And that's the only reason he did it.
Good Lord. What year was that?
Yeah.
It was when it was like 2012, 2013. So he wasn't even like big yet.
Yeah. So that was like right before you guys beat Denver then, huh?
Yeah. That was, I believe it was the season before.
Yeah.
Because it was just as, I think it was Clay's rookie year. And we had just traded Monte for
Bogut.
So Bogut wasn't even there. Monte wasn't there. But I remember that explicitly that he like brushed me along.
Oh, that's so disappointing.
I know. Coming from him.
Oh yeah, because like he's supposed to be one of the nicest guys. But
yeah, man. Hey. Come on, man.
But like, so I didn't like him for a while. But then after a while, he's carrying us to the championship. So gotta like him. But the one guy that was super nice was David Lee. So I had a David Lee jersey on because my mom was like, he's my favorite player. You're going to take my jersey and you'll probably get it signed because he won't sign it for me. Anyways, so I get down and I see David Lee. And then David Lee, he's like, oh my God, that's my jersey. And then he's like, he picks me up and he signs it and he's just super nice. And like, so that honestly made David Lee one of my favorite players because like, he was just so genuine and just so happy because he had been an all-star. He's been a vet for a long time. But he still gets happy for someone just wearing his jersey. And so, like, as a middle school kid, that's awesome to feel,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's real.
Always been a stand-up dude for sure.
Oh, yeah. He was always one of the nicest guys.
Yeah.
Man, I'm still at disbelief, man, for Steph. I did not expect that.
Yeah.
I'm like shook, bro.
At a season ticket holder thing, he was like that.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even big yet.
Exactly.
No, exactly.
Like it gets me thinking about the Jordan Bell thing. It's like, dude, come on, Steph. You're not 2-time MVP yet. Obviously, you didn't know that, but God.
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
Man, that's tragic.
Hey, you know what it was?
That.
You know what it was? It was probably because have you guys heard about the Nike story with him?
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, so that's probably what it was. He's probably salty that they said Kevin instead of Stephen. with a Nike pitch. You know what I mean? But that's so disappointing, Spence. Like I would assume that he has the same reaction as
Yes,
David Lee.
because it was like
I
his
mean,
third or fourth year in.
yeah, and
So
like, I mean, these guys are human. We don't know what they're going through,
yeah,
but I mean, to be consistently a dick to you, bro. Like, you're a
yes,
kid. You know what I
yes,
mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that too. It's like one thing if you're like a grown ass man, but you're
Yeah,
probably like middle school, early high school. It's like,
yeah,
yeah.
bro.
exactly.
Like, dude, if I'm like a top ranked player and like Steph did that to me, I'm coming at him when I get to the league.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
You know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. But that's disappointing, man. I'm sorry
yeah.
about that. But maybe he's changed. Who knows?
Maybe, because he
Yeah.
seems a lot nicer now, but that's how he looks on TV. I don't know how he is in person.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So
I would expect that from Westbrook, bro.
Yeah. Actually, I think Westbrook's the other way around.
I feel like he's
Really?
super nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think like on like his on the court persona is like, like, oh, I'm not your
Yeah.
friend, whatever. But off
Yeah.
the court, especially with like the community and stuff, he's like
Yeah.
he does hella stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I feel like Harden's like that.
Oh yeah, I can
Yeah.
see that.
Hey,
You
you know
ain't
what
shipping?
though?
No, go.
I'm gonna tell you guys this though. I agree with what you said, Miles. But my friends actually do have a story about Westbrook, bro. They saw him at a Verizon in LA,
Mm.
and he was with his mom. It was just Westbrook's mom, Westbrook, the Verizon guy, and three of my friends. They're like, "Oh crap, like that's Westbrook. Like, let's go up to him, all that stuff." So they went up to him, they asked for a picture, and he's like, "Nah, man, not right now."
Mm.
Which I understand. Like I said,
Yeah.
right? And then his mom had to apologize to my friends, like, I'm sorry about that, guys. My son, he's just kind of busy right now, this and that. But I honestly see that he is a good guy for the community because you see what he did. NBA cares with the Thunder and the Rockets. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's just probably one of those days where he's probably like, "What's this bill on my phone, man?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's just crazy. It's crazy. Like Westbrook, man, on off court persona, completely opposite. I would have to agree.
Yeah,
It probably depends who they're with too. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
if he's with his like maybe he's getting his mom a new phone,
yeah,
upgrading her, all that. But
Yeah.
like with Steph, it's like you're at a freaking shoot around with season ticket holders. That's what you're supposed to do.
yeah.
That's just so
Exactly.
crazy. It's like it kind of gets me to think about like Kyrie stuff and media thing. It's like
Yeah.
that's part of the job, bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't you can't take all the fame and the fortune and not do the dirty work that you earn it through.
Yeah.
exactly.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm sure if like Westbrook was like with friends or just like out by himself, it just depends who he's with, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Or with
and
anyone
especially
really.
like with his mom, he'd be like,
Yeah.
"Nah, I'm not doing this."
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what though? I'm gonna tell you guys this. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but if I was an athlete, as long as like I didn't just lose, I'm taking a picture, man. I'm signing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like as long as, like I said, as long as I didn't just lose, like if any of these guys go to me, "Hey man, can I get a picture?" Like, yeah, man, what's up? Like, So, but you never know because these guys have lived through it, like
Yeah.
from when they were like in high school till now. So, and some people they're just flat out rude. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I
that's definitely
understand. I understand. Like right now, especially right now with the current circumstances, like, are you really gonna go up to somebody and like, "Hey, can I get a picture?"
Yeah,
I don't
In
know.
a pandemic too.
exactly.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. What about you, Miles?
I guess my story would just be the favorite game I went to.
Mm.
It was 2012-2013 season. I still remember the date. I still go back to watch the highlights every now and then. It was Lakers at Warriors. It was December 22nd of 2012. So that was the year we had Nash and Dwight and those guys. That was the last year of the real Kobe we had.
Yeah.
And my mom had hooked me and my brothers up to see that game. And then I think it finished. It was close throughout, and then the Warriors were up double digits in the fourth, and the Lakers forced overtime, and then they won in the end. It was perfect for me because one, the Lakers beat the Warriors close to Christmas, but like a lot of stuff happened throughout. Like Dwight hit these two clutch free throws. Steve Nash was actually healthy and playing, and he played damn well too. Kobe had like his patented fadeaway buckets at the end, like on Clay. Like to put it in perspective, I think that was Clay's second year Draymond was coming
Yeah.
off the bench. You guys had Jarrett Jack, and it was just cool.
Carl
'cause-
Landry.
Yeah, man. It was just cool finally getting to see him live. I hate that I couldn't see him live in Staples, but I saw him from like a little afar, him and Pal getting into the bus, so that was cool too.
Nice, man.
That's pretty cool.
Honestly, yeah. That's so dope, bro. I've never seen a Laker game, like surprisingly, but it's all been on TV. What's so sick is I've seen a Clipper game. I've seen a Clipper game, bro. But Myles, you're so lucky for that, man. Even seeing from a distance, I'd be so
Yes.
happy. That'd probably make
Dude,
my whole life.
Yeah, like I had a picture. It was hella blurry because they were hella far, but I still posted that shit. I don't care.
Oh, I would have done the same thing.
Yeah,
I would've done the same
I do have another quick story.
Yeah, go
back
ahead.
when the Warriors weren't that good. For some reason, I used to see them play the Suns a lot, like in person.
I
I
would
so
Jeep tickets.
yeah. So I
Yeah.
think this one, but it might have been preseason. Oh, it was It was when Kendall Marshall was on the Suns, and then I had met him, and then I had like the game paper thing they give out to you. I was like, "Hey, can you sign this, man?" He was like, "Yeah, you have a pen?" I was like, "Shit, no." And then he was like, I can't do anything. I'm sorry." I'm like, "All right, man. Well, good to meet you. I'm a fan."
Hey, man, Kendall Marshall is actually pretty good, like assist wise.
Yes.
Couldn't do anything else.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Good ass point
he
guard.
he could sure pass, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like the Clipper game that I watched, it was actually a Clipper Warrior game, dude. In Oracle in the 09 season. Right when the last
Jeez.
was that the last season before you guys translated to the New Jerseys, like the city ones?
I think
That
so,
was the
because when
last-
Steph got drafted, he was still wearing the OG
Orange and
jerseys.
navy blue. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was it. Like that was the last season, and then like we were like way up there, and I'm like, are you serious? Like the Warriors suck. Why are we way up here? You know. But I think it's because like we got tickets, and like I was so young back then. If this was in 2007, I think this might have been like 6th or 7th grade for me. But yeah, the Warriors actually won, and I think Monte went off that game. It wasn't Steph. I think he was injured. Like this was the glass ankles days. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but yeah, man, like I'm so sick how I've never seen the Lakers play, but I did see Clippers. Like, what is that, dude? Yeah. But I mean, you know, tickets are tickets, right? Like, you know, if you get gifted tickets, it doesn't matter if it's not your favorite team. You're still gonna go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
that's
remember
crazy.
like I don't think I've ever seen the Lakers play,
Yeah.
because when we were season ticket holders, we would sell the games that we don't go to, and the Laker
Ah.
games went for a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we never went to them because my mom was always like, "We're gonna sell those." I was like, makes sense. But I
Yeah.
remember the most expensive regular season ticket we ever sold was the 73 win game against the Grizzlies.
Ooh.
And
Damn.
those went
stuff.
for, I want to say, $1,500 each.
Damn.
So they went for a lot. And season tickets back then were still expensive, but $1,500, that's ridiculous.
It
Were you
is.
sad about not going?
Oh no, $3,000. That's good money.
Yeah, money talks, bro. Money talks for sure.
I could watch it
Yeah.
online or like at home. I'm fine.
Yeah, that's true.
Because like
Wait.
Oracle, not the best
Yeah.
arena, but
Wait, so how does it work? Like, because you know, I've never been a season ticket holder, so obviously, like, once you get season tickets, like, you can watch any game at home.
you have to buy season tickets.
Yeah.
Like, so each one individually costs a different amount depending on how good
Okay.
the team is. So they
Yeah.
can get pretty expensive. And so you'll pay ahead of time, and then you'll get a
Oh.
booklet full of tickets. And so you use those to get into the game and stuff. But
Yeah.
it was fun when they were bad because they had a lot of events. But when they got good, they stopped the events because the line to get in to be a season ticket holder, I think it was like 30,000 people
Damn.
just
That's
waiting to be a season ticket holder.
Yeah.
And that was before they even left to Chase. So that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But then we had heard rumors that they were making seat licenses for Chase. So you have to buy your seat and another fee on top of the season ticket already.
Whoa.
So we were like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
Priced out
That's
the real
crazy.
fans, man.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Because if you go to a game, like all you see is people drinking wine, talking about anything but the game.
Yeah.
It
It's a
changed, man. It
business.
wasn't as fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Probably leave in like the third quarter to beat traffic and stuff.
Yeah.
And plus, they were
Crazy.
blowing teams out by like 30 in the third quarter, so it wasn't like you were staying to watch the scrubs.
Yeah.
That's how it
Yeah.
was.
Damn, that's crazy, bro.
But man, like,
But hey, I wouldn't complain.
oh man, I
Yeah.
was seeing Kevin Durant live. That was awesome.
Oh,
That was
yeah,
amazing,
bro.
man. Like
Yeah.
that
Must be
was.
like how close to the floor were you?
I
Yeah.
was row 15.
Damn, that's hella close.
Yeah, we
That's
had
pretty
really
close.
good tickets, and they were
Yeah.
like right behind the home basket, so I could see the home team just like right there. We had good seats.
Yeah. It always
And-
hits me when I sorry, go ahead, finish. You can finish.
No, go ahead.
Like when I go to games live, how small the court is and how much space these players take up.
Yeah,
Like I can just
Yeah.
only imagine seeing KD, literally the rim being like right here to him.
yeah,
And he's just hooping on everyone and turning around and pulling up.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You got to see KD and like LeBron before they retire for sure.
Yeah.
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 And
Same.
speaking of the because I went to one finals game my whole time because the finals tickets were just too expensive for us to afford.
Yeah.
But I got to go with my cousin Evan. Shout out to Evan, man. He's a huge fan, like basketball fan. He's from Hawaii. So we got to go to the 2015 finals, game 1, where the Warriors won in OT. But the real thing for me was like, so I was row 15, like I said, and behind us at row like 17, 18 was Jared Jack. And so
Damn.
like he was actually there just chilling, and like I got to get an autograph for like with him, and it was just like one of the coolest moments because like Jared Jack was one of my favorite players because like dude was hooping on the Warriors,
You was.
and he was really good for the Warriors. So I was just super happy to meet him. But
Just for a picture?
nah, we were like
Nah.
it was like middle of the halftime, so like people were like going up and down, but
Got you.
Yeah.
it was one of the coolest moments. But we had like gotten those like fat heads before the game, and so I had a Steph Curry one. Jared Jack signed it, so it was pretty cool, man.
Good stuff.
You should have asked him, bro. Like, hey, how does it feel? Like, what do you mean?
Ah.
To not be playing? He would have been pissed.
And like the weird thing was like, why is he sitting at row 17?
Yeah.
And he was just dressed all black, so I don't think he wanted to be seen, but
Mm.
Got
Incognito
him.
for sure. Yeah.
it was cool,
Yeah.
man. That was one of the best games I've ever been to. Like there's nothing like going to a finals game.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's honestly like probably one of the better games for you to go to out of the 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
That's true.
all the games in 2016 were blowouts
Yeah.
instead of excluding game 7. And then we all know 2017, 2018.
Blowouts
Yeah.
every time almost.
Yeah.
Other than the ones
Yeah.
in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although if
That's
you
true.
did go to the game 1 in 2018, that would have been sick too. That was
Yeah.
LeBron's 51 and the J.R. Smith.
I would have loved that.
I'm sure.
That game, bro. Hey, honestly, like LeBron, like obviously I prefer Kobe, but what LeBron showed that game 1 for that playoff series, oh my god, bro, that was insane.
Yeah.
To be in that building too, to be a hater against them,
Yeah.
like if you're a Warriors fan rooting against the Cavs, man, you have to respect them after what
Yeah.
you did. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Like that very kind of performance is what turned me a LeBron fan because I hated LeBron too. You know,
Yeah.
I hated that he went to the Heat and he stacked the deck. And then after watching Game 1 of the finals in 2015, I was like, yo, I respect the hell out of that.
Yeah.
And then just that whole final series is like, dude, you can carry Matthew Dellavedova like that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to LeBron.
Shout out to Braun for sure. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Yeah, I honestly, once things are safer, I definitely want to make moves to go to games. Like, I think it's only right.
Yeah, I need to go to a Chase Center game. I'd never been to one. I was about to go to one, but then COVID hit because the tickets were getting dirt cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I hope you get to secure one for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the Jazz? Like they had 1,500 people in attendance.
Dude. I can't believe they're actually doing that.
Yeah, that was crazy. You couldn't even tell. And you know what? One thing I want to bring up since we're on the topic of going to games, bro. Now this season with the advertisements covering the seats and all that stuff, it makes everything look smaller.
Yeah, it
Like,
looks tiny.
It makes it look like a practice facility.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know if you guys noticed, but like on the Warriors NBC coverage last night, they muted the game, so you
oh,
couldn't
really?
hear anything. So like every time there was a foul, I'd be like, "Bro, that's a foul," and then like later they call it, and I was like, "Oh, okay," because they muted the
Yeah.
game and they put fan noise. So
Uh-huh.
all you
Oh,
hear is the announcers and the fan noise. I
Mm,
think it's so you don't hear the swearing and all that
yeah.
stuff.
yeah, dude, it's crazy. Everything looks smaller. Like even like the Garden. When I was watching a New York game, the Garden looks smaller.
It's
But
weird. It's really weird.
yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's probably one of the few places that I'd want to go to, other than Staples, to the Garden. I want to watch a game there.
You watch a
I want to go
Clippers
to.
game.
I know, right? I mean, I also want to go watch a game at Cameron Indoor for Duke, because I mean the atmosphere in there looks live too.
Yeah.
But just going back to the topic, like one thing I also wanted to say was when I won my first championship in my adult league for with this team that I played with. So like I don't know if you guys know, but I actually live right by the Levi Stadium, and so
I
like
know
the
that.
gym that I go, yeah, the gym that I go to is City Sports in Sunnyvale, because it's the closest one, especially during like traffic and all that stuff. So I started going there like in 2017, and like I just started meeting people on the court and all that stuff. And so like this guy, his name is Jovan. He went up to me, he asked me for my name one day, and he's like, "Hey man, like, are you interested in playing in a league?" I was like, "Yeah, man." Like, he's like, "You're not even gonna ask me who's on a team?" I was like, "Man, I just want to play. I don't know anybody here. I'll just play." And so like that season, like we were fortunate enough to go undefeated. We went the whole season, didn't lose, got to the championship game. And like the weekend before the championship game, like, we were obviously like, pretty cocky, like hella confident, all that stuff. And like the guy that we were playing against, like we go to the gym with him too. And he's like, "Hey man, like, you know, just want to let you know, like if the game is close, like that game is going to us. But if you guys are winning, like you guys have it." And I was like, "Man, what are you talking about, bro? Like we smacked you guys, bro." And so like he came into the game, bro. Surely enough, it was close the whole time, going to the fourth, and I'm like, "Man, like this can't be it." You know what I mean? And so like the championship game comes down to the wire. He gets the ball in the corner, hits a three, banks it off at the buzzer, and beats us. Yeah, man, like that right there, like from the corner, it was like Tyler Hero in the finals, like how he hit that three, like he banked it.
Yeah.
It was exactly like that, and it went high off the backboard and fell right down at the buzzer, and I was just like, wow, like that's probably the most painful game winner I've ever felt in my life, and like that same night, I go back to the gym with one of my teammates, who's like one of the guys that I love playing with. His name is Mark. So we didn't say anything to each other, played a couple games, and after I was like, "Man," he's like, "Bro, like we're gonna come back and we're gonna take that." And so like the next season, we didn't go undefeated, but we went all the way, won the ship, and it was crazy, bro. Like, because like it gave me goosebumps thinking about it, because that same day we were like, "Bro, like we're coming back," and we came back and we won it, and we beat a better team too. And so like, like people like us, we play basketball for fun, we watch it, all that stuff, but I have a friend that doesn't think rec leagues are anything. Like you're paying to play, like you're not getting paid like an NBA player. I'm like, dude, it's for the love of the game, man. Like
Yeah.
I love playing rec leagues, bro. And so like, it's just one thing that I wanted to bring up, because COVID took that away too. You can't even play. Like realistically, you can obviously, but there's like a risk. But yeah, man, I just can't wait till things are back to normal again, so we can play again. But
Play some
yeah,
pickup. Yeah.
play some
Yeah.
pickup, playing leagues, and like, yeah, it's probably like one of the championships like that I'll be talking about, like for like to my kids, because even though it's like a rec league, like I really had a lot of fun. So
No,
yeah,
I
I
know
know
what
I
you
know you
mean.
guys played league too, right? You guys played leagues. Myles, you played league.
I haven't played since like high school, man. Um,
That's all good.
I mean, like I'm kind of small too, is what it is. I'm like only 5'6".
Same.
Same.
Okay.
So
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
then I have no
Yeah.
excuse, but
Nah, it's all good, bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I
But
mean, I played in a men's league. I was with like some of my friends from work, and like we
Yeah.
thought we were like really good. First game we like won, but the team that we played was really bad. Like
Yeah.
these guys were like easily shorter than us, and we're all pretty short.
Yeah.
And then we get up to the next team, and like it's a team that's like all 6 feet and up. I dropped 39, like 13 threes,
Damn.
but
Damn,
we
man.
lost by 20. So I mean, it was
Fuck it,
good
you
for
got
me.
yours, bro. Fuck it.
Hey, you didn't
Exactly.
lose. You didn't lose, Spence.
They
The
lost.
team lost, right? But
Nick Young.
but anyway, so the next team is a team full of tall white dudes, and these guys are gigantic, like 6'3" and up.
Yeah.
We lost by 40.
Damn.
And like every time down the floor, they'd get a call, anything. So they weren't even missing shots, and when they did miss shots, it was a foul. So it was tough. And even then, I still want to go back and do a men's league just with different people. But
Yeah.
I think doing a men's league with the people that are more our speed would be more
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. Honestly, let me tell you this, Spence. Like, Myles actually, like, his older brother is one of the few guys that, like, you know, taught me the game when I was young, because I played with him and his friends when I was younger. So, like, you know, obviously, like, my dad is, you know, somebody that played ball too. So that's how I got into it. But moving from the Philippines to here, like, obviously, you know, I was still young. I didn't know that many people. Played in leagues as a kid. But then, like, it was when, you know, I met Miles's brother and his friends. That's when I, like, okay, like, I built, like, lifelong friendships with them. And I still talk to them, some of these people to this day. But yeah, man, like, it's just fun. And, like, you know, I hear you, man. Like, if we were to play in leagues, like, you know, I would love playing in 6 foot and under leagues, you know, like Asians only.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'd love that.
Yeah.
Why stop
you
there?
know.
Make it a 5'6" and under. Why not?
5'6" and under.
Ooh,
Hey,
we
I'll
could
play
be centers
big.
then.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
I've
no,
actually low
exactly.
key always wanted to be a big man. Like I remember
Yeah.
playing growing up and playing with these tall kids who didn't like they were just there because they were tall.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, I could do so much with that height, but
Yeah.
you're just here like in the wrong spot and
Yeah.
not setting good screens. It's like, dude, just
Yeah. Yeah.
tragic.
Honestly. But I also want to tell you guys another story of when I played against G League players, like G League players.
Shit.
Yeah, and, like, you know, when it comes to these leagues, like, sometimes I feel like there's no rule in terms of, like, those that played, like, amateur ball.
Yeah.
And so, like, yeah, so one of the leagues that I play in is called Apex Elite Basketball. So that's a league started by my friend. So, you know, like I said, if you guys, you know, ever want to play when things get safer, we do have a 6 foot and under league, man. So
Whoa.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So when we first started, there was only one division. There was a 6'5" and under. So that was the one we were playing. There was this team that just ran through the competition. Like, they blew out teams. Like, it was crazy. And we met them in the championship game. We lost to them by 4 in the first game of the season. I don't know why we got matched up with them, but we we put them in the championship game, and these guys look like the Monstars, dude. And we look like Weenie Hut Jr. We didn't even look like the Space Jam characters. We look like Weenie Hut Jr. Yeah, man. Like, these guys are huge. And, like, we lost to them, unfortunately, the first season, our inaugural season. But we came back the next season, and we made it to the ship again. And they upgraded. Dude, so the league was 6'5" and under, but I felt like this guy was, like, at least 6'7", 6'8". Like, he was huge. He was tall. So they retained all their pieces. They basically pulled the Warriors, man. Like, they got a KD, bro. Like, you know? And so, like, bro, the game was close all throughout. And they had 3 guys that played, like, amateur ball, like, G League wise. One guy that played for Santa Cruz, another guy that had a tryout for, I think, the Mad Ants. I think that's the Boston's team. And they had a guy who played, I don't want to say names, but he played for Oak Grove, and he was, like, his name is up on the rafters for, like, record set. So they were stacked, man. But we beat them. Like, we beat them by 1, and it was, like, probably, like, one of my biggest accomplishments too, because, like, you know, when we're, like, dapping him after the game, I'm like, damn, this guy, like, I'm looking up to him, bro. And, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, good game. But it was crazy, like, because, you know, the competition that we play, like, you know, Spence said, like, you would love to be playing people against your, you know, your age, your height, you know, all that. But it just wasn't fair. Like, to this day, I talk to my friend who runs the league. I'm like, dude, how did we let these people play in there? You know, because you know, there's no ethnicity barrier for the league. Like, that's what he wanted to do differently. Because, like I said, you know, there's some leagues are Asians only and all that stuff. And, like, you know, we wanted to do one where anybody can play. And so, like, yeah, man, like, these rec league memories, like, I'm always gonna cherish them because, you know, I don't know about you guys, but Spence knows I was never on a team. I was never on a team for high school. I got cut at Piedmont. You know, I was never good enough. And so like this is a chance for me to, play like not really like
Just
like a team
meaningful
like for high
basketball.
school, just meaningful
Yeah.
basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, with referees, because like me and Miles, we played AAU together, but even then, like I would argue that I didn't get playing time too. And so like
Actually,
I
go ahead.
yeah.
Sorry.
No, I
Like,
was gonna say, like that's what motivated me to just work harder. So yeah,
there you. I've actually never
yeah.
like I never tried out in high school. I don't know why I didn't. Um, I never played AAU either. I think you're
Mm.
just referring to like at Morrill at BYC.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Like
Yeah, leagues.
I
Yeah,
loved those open gyms though.
Those
Yeah.
are the best.
Yeah, just like every Friday night,
Yeah.
go to open gym, kick it with the boys.
It was just always fun to just get some run in for like 4 hours.
Yes.
yeah. Yeah, you know what? Like Miles said, I want to give a special shout out to the BYC, where legends are made.
Yeah, no facts.
Yep.
100%.
You've been there, right, Spence?
Oh, I used to go every week
Every
when I was
Friday,
in,
right?
man, I was probably like in high school when I started going, maybe like late
Okay.
middle school.
Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, I used to go every week.
Did you
I might
ever
have
play in
played you
this
then
co-ed
without.
leagues? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I did, but I only
Yeah.
played a couple of seasons because then I transferred to ARYC.
Oh, I
Alum
actually
Rock
started
was
at ARYC and then I went to BYC, bro.
really.
Me too,
Yeah.
actually. Me too.
I liked
Yeah.
Alum Rock better, but the gym was definitely nicer at BYC.
Bro, honestly, that's like I said, like that's how I met Miles' older brother. That's how I met like a lot of people. It opened the doors for everybody. Because
Yeah.
going to Morrill too, right? Like, man, like we have people that play in the league that I've never heard of before. Like I met like girls there, I met like friends there, and it's just like it's insane, bro. Because when I said where legends are made, it really is. Like shout out this guy named Tanner, man.
Oh, Tanner. Yeah.
Hey, Miles, you have to tell him
All
that
the staff,
story.
bro. Which
Yeah,
one?
all the stuff of you playing Xbox with James. I think that's the most hilarious thing ever.
Oh,
You
tell
remember
it
that?
too. I mean, like I remember playing with him, but I don't remember the story behind it.
Okay, so I don't know how true this is. I think it was somebody that, you. I don't know if you vouch for this, but Spence, let me tell you. So we have this rec leader. His name is James. James Carter. Rush Hour. James James Carter. So like I think it was one night they were playing on Xbox, and then I think Miles said what's up to him or something, and then no, he said what's up to Miles, and Miles was like, "Who the hell is James Carter?" Do you remember
Oh, that rings a bell. Oh,
that?
damn! What a rude ass kid. I mean, like,
Yeah,
I meant that in the most genuine way, but it just came out hella rude.
yeah. No, it was hella funny because Spence, if you know this guy, he's hilarious. He has a big
Yeah.
mouth. He's hilarious, bro. But he's like, yeah, who the hell is James Carter? And then he was like, dude, it's your rec leader.
Yes, I remember now.
Bro, hey, and what makes it worse is like, when you go to downtown San Jose, like as guys our age, like you see these guys there, and like they're like, dude, are you old enough to be here? Like, yeah, man, I'm over 21, man. Like, and then it's just like, so it's crazy, bro. Like, I can honestly say, like, besides like the leagues and all that stuff, like I've met so many friends and like mentors through basketball.
Yeah.
It just wasn't family that put me on, Like, I mean, I met you, Spence.
Yeah, we met through basketball.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like Miles, I don't know if you knew, but we went to high school together.
Oh,
I think when I was a senior, I think Spence was a freshman.
I believe a freshman because I came in 2012 and
Yeah,
you graduated 2013.
2013. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we met through there, but then like we actually didn't start talking until we had class in college together. We had a basketball class. That was really fun.
That was the best class we've ever had.
Yeah, taking basketball classes in college. But yeah, that's how we met. And then like Spence, like I met Miles like when I was in high school. I would always
basketball also.
through basketball. Yeah. I met him like way before that when we were playing leagues together. But like we didn't really start talking as well until high school. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, like basketball's taking me everywhere, bro. I would go out of my way to play outdoor in Milpitas, and I live in San Jose. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
I mean, we do that now. Like, I go to Sunnyvale to play basketball.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's just because they have a nicer court. But like it's where like I've grown with a lot of my friends. Like, we reconnected with Jeff because of basketball, and so like, and I've also reconnected with you because of the podcast and basketball. So like, it's just been crazy. Like basketball has taken me to a lot of different places, and even this podcast, like it started because we love basketball. So I think it's been crazy so far, right? I mean, as bad as this year has been, like we've been able to grow a lot. Had like 1,600 views total this year, 50 subscribers now. I mean, that's better than nothing, right? It's a start.
That's dope. That's a lot,
But
man.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Basketball's taking us somewhere, and I think that's the best part about it.
Yeah, for the love of the game, man.
Yeah,
For the love of the game.
Ball, I like always joke with people like, yeah, ball's life, haha. But no, I'm like, no, seriously, ball is life.
It really is.
I'm
man.
not joking.
It is.
It really
I
is,
don't
bro.
see like where I've gotten besides it. You know what I mean? I don't see myself going to the same path like without hoop. And you know what? Like I have like I'm gonna say right now, like I have my parents like telling me like, hey, you need to change up your lifestyle. You graduated college, all that stuff. Hooping. Like, yeah, you can do that on occasion. I'm like, nah, man, ball is life. I'm gonna work and like I'm gonna play basketball. And it's just like that's how it is. But yeah, like you said, man, it's like like doing this podcast and like obviously I thank basketball for that because it's always watching all that stuff and like that's why we play fantasy basketball too, right? But man, like it's just been a lot of fun, being on here and like being able to speak my mind. Now, it used to be just Twitter. It used to be just for Myles. Myles was my only audience back then, but now I can reach out and like speak to like a bunch of like viewers that we have. So like
just different people.
Different people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it's been definitely a lot of fun. So thank you, man. Appreciate you.
No, thank you guys for just coming on, man. This has just been a lot of fun. Because it's just like something we look forward to every week, right? Every Monday we talk about basketball, and it's just fun.
Yeah,
always
especially
fun,
when something happens, we message each other about it all day. Like I know me and Myles talk about the games. Me and Spence talk about like some weird mishaps with Harden, especially. It's like
Clippers,
Rockets, everything. Yeah, and I'm just excited. Like hopefully like things become safer. Fans are back in because that's another thing. Like I wanted to bring up like. The fan athlete player like interaction, not always good, but definitely entertaining, right?
Yeah.
So like hopefully, things get safer for everybody and then next year like everything just goes back, man.
Yeah.
I miss it.
I miss
everything. Same.
Yeah, interaction. So yeah, it's been cool. It's been cool for sure.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun and I'm just really appreciative of like because I know how hard this year has been for a lot of people, and like it's been hard for us too. But like the podcast has really like helped through that, and I'm just appreciative of that because like it's just been a lot of fun to do.
Yeah, man. It's been, hey, man, this last podcast, I can't believe it, bro. Like the year's about to end.
25 podcasts. So we've done this for 25 weeks straight now, or almost 25 weeks straight, whatever it was. But like it's been good. We've been consistent. That's what matters.
Yeah,
I'm grinding out here. Good stuff.
Yeah,
they really are.
I wanted to say thanks to you guys for bringing me back on.
Of course,
I like I always look forward to whenever I come on. I've been like dancing with the idea of doing my own, but it's just not on the cards right now. But this is really really allowing me to get out what I need to like stay happy,
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
And like anytime you want to come on, just let me know. I mean, like if like, hey, can I come on this week? I'm like, yeah, definitely. And I'll send you the topics, whatever you want, whenever you want.
All right, appreciate
Let
that.
us know for sure, bro. Always welcome here with us.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all.
But that's gonna do it for our 25th podcast, last one of the year. So happy New Year to you guys, and happy New Year to everyone. And Merry Christmas because we forgot to say that. But it's just been a fun year, other than COVID. But good luck to your Lakers. Hope you guys don't lose too much, but Warriors are coming back, man. Finals.
I hope, dude. Honestly, I hope so for you. I hope you don't.
Oh yeah.
Spence, just for you.
Yeah, literally just
for me. Just for me. Yeah, exactly. But check us out. Social media is down in the link in the description. Like, comment, and subscribe. But be sure to check us out because we have a lot more on here. But that's gonna do it for us. See you guys in the next one.